Good morning, spiritual companions. We are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, continuing chapter 2, Visit to Vidyasagar, on page 159. Sri Ramakrishna said, "Can one know God through reasoning? Be his servant, surrender yourself to him, and then pray to him." To Vidyasagar, he said with a smile, "Well, what is your attitude?" Vidyasagar, smiling, "Someday I shall confide it to you." All laugh. Master, laughing, "God cannot be realized through mere scholarly reasoning." Intoxicated with divine love, the Master sang, "Has anyone truly understood what Mother Kali is? Even the 6 darsanas are powerless to reveal her. It is she, the scriptures say, that is the inner self of the yogi, who from the self alone obtains his joy. She that, of her own sweet will, inhabits every living thing." Continuing, the Master said, "Did you notice that line? Even the 6 darsanas are powerless to reveal her. She cannot be realized by means of mere scholarship. One must have faith and love. If a man has faith in God, then he need not be afraid, though he may have committed sin, nay, the vilest sin. Faith and devotion, one realizes God easily through devotion. He is grasped through ecstasy of love." With these words, the Master sang again, "How are you trying, O my mind, to know the nature of God? You are groping like a madman locked in a dark room. He is grasped through ecstatic love. How can you fathom him without it? Only through affirmation, never negation, can you know him. Neither through Veda, nor through Tantra, nor the 6 darsanas. It is in love's elixir only that he delights, O mind. He dwells in the body's innermost depths, in everlasting joy. And for that love, the mighty yogis practice yoga from age to age. When love awakes, the Lord, like a magnet, draws to him the soul. He it is, says Ram Prasad, that I approach as mother. But shall I give away the secret here in the marketplace? From these hints I have given, O mind, guess what that being is." While singing, the Master went into samadhi. He was seated on the bench, facing west, the palms of his hands joined together, his body erect and motionless. Everyone watched him expectantly. Vidyasagar, too, was speechless and could not take his eyes away from the Master. After a time, Sri Ramakrishna showed signs of regaining the normal state. He drew a deep breath and said with a smile, "The means of realizing God are ecstasy of love and devotion. That is to say, one must love God. He who is Brahman is addressed as the mother. He it is, says Ram Prasad, that I approach as mother. But must I give away the secret here in the marketplace? From these hints I have given, O mind, guess what that being is." Ram Prasad asks the mind only to guess the nature of God. He wishes it to understand that what is called Brahman in the Vedas is addressed by him as the mother. He who is attributeless also has attributes. He who is Brahman is also Shakti. When thought of as inactive, he is called Brahman, and when thought of as the creator, preserver, and destroyer, he is called the primordial energy, Kali. Brahman and Shakti are identical, like fire and its power to burn. When we talk of fire, we automatically mean also its power to burn. Again, the fire's power to burn implies the fire itself. If you accept the one, you must accept the other. Brahman alone is addressed as the mother. This is because a mother is an object of great love. One is able to realize God just through love. Ecstasy of feeling, devotion, love, and faith, these are the means. Listen to a song. As is a man's meditation, so is the depth of his love. As is the depth of his love, so is his gain. And faith is the root of all. If in the nectar lake of Mother Kali's feet my mind remains immersed, of little use are worship, obligations, or sacrifice. What is needed is absorption in God, loving Him intensely. The nectar lake is the lake of immortality. A man sinking in it does not die, but becomes immortal. To Vidyasagar, the activities that you are engaged in are good. It is very good if you can perform them in a selfless spirit, renouncing egotism, giving up the idea that you are the doer. Through such action, one develops love and devotion to God and ultimately realizes Him. The more you come to love God, the less you will be inclined to perform action. When a daughter-in-law is with child, her mother-in-law gives her less work to do. As time goes by, she is given less and less work. When the time of delivery nears, she is not allowed to do any work at all, lest it should hurt the child or cause difficulty at the time of birth. By these philanthropic activities, you are really doing good to yourself. If you can do them disinterestedly, your mind will become pure, and you will develop love of God. As soon as you have that love, you will realize Him. Man cannot really help the world. God alone does that. He who has created the sun and the moon, who has put love for their children in parents' hearts, who has endowed noble souls with compassion, and holy men and devotees with divine love, the man who works for others without any selfish motives really does good to himself. There is gold buried in your heart, but you are not yet aware of it. It is covered with a thin layer of earth. Once you are aware of it, all these activities of yours will lessen. After the birth of her child, the daughter-in-law in the family busies herself with it alone. Everything she does is only for the child. Her mother-in-law doesn't let her do any household duties. Through selfless work, the love of God grows in the heart. Then, through His grace, one realizes Him in course of time. God can be seen. One can talk to Him as I am talking to you. In silent wonder, all sat listening to the Master's words. It seemed to them that the goddess of wisdom herself, seated on Sri Ramakrishna's tongue, was addressing these words not merely to Vidyasagar, but to all humanity for its good. It was nearly 9 o'clock in the evening. The master was about to leave. Master, to Vidyasagar with a smile, the words I have spoken are really superfluous. You know all this. You aren't simply conscious of it. There are countless gems in the coffers of Varuna, but he himself is not aware of them. Vidyasagar with a smile, you may say as you like. Master, smiling, oh yes, there are many wealthy people who don't know the names of all their servants and are even unaware of many of the precious things in their houses. All laugh. Everybody was delighted with the master's conversation. Again, addressing Vidyasagar, he said with a smile, please visit the temple garden sometime. I mean the garden of Rasmani. It is a charming place. Vidyasagar, oh, of course I shall go. You have so kindly come here to see me, and shall I not return your visit? Master, visit me? Oh, never think of such a thing. Vidyasagar, why, sir? Why do you say that? May I ask you to explain? Master, smiling, you see, we are like small fishing boats. All smile. We can ply in small canals and shallow waters, and also in big rivers. But you are a ship. You may run aground on the way. All laugh. Vidyasagar remained silent. Sri Ramakrishna said with a laugh, but even a ship can go there at this season. Vidyasagar smiling, yes, this is the monsoon season. All laugh. M said to himself, this is indeed the monsoon season of newly awakened love. At such times, one doesn't care for prestige or formalities. Sri Ramakrishna then took leave of Vidyasagar, who, with his friends, escorted the master to the main gate, leading the way with a lighted candle in his hand. Before leaving the room, the master prayed for the family's welfare, going into an ecstatic mood as he did so. As soon as the master and the devotees reached the gate, they saw an unexpected sight and stood still. In front of them was a bearded gentleman of fair complexion, aged about 36. He wore his clothes like a Bengali, but on his head was a white turban tied after the fashion of the Sikhs. No sooner had he seen the master than he fell prostrate before him, turban and all. When he stood up, the master said, who is this? Balaram? Why are you here so late in the evening? Balaram, I have been waiting here a long time, sir. Master, why didn't you come in? Balaram, all were listening to you. I didn't like to disturb you. The master got into the carriage with his companions. Vidyasagar to M softly, shall I pay the carriage hire? M, oh, don't bother, please. It's taken care of. Vidyasagar and his friends bowed to Sri Ramakrishna, and the carriage started for Dakshineswar. But the little group, with the venerable Vidyasagar at their head, holding the lighted candle, stood at the gate and gazed after the master until he was out of sight. End of chapter. End of today's reading.